Right, hello, lads and lasses. Welcome back to Boys Down Under, where today the magic of the cup is returning. Hopefully, not too magical though, considering most of the magic comes in the form of cup sets. But still, the cup is back. Celtic are at Tannadice Monday night. What more could you want? Except for us Aussies, 6:45 a.m. on a Tuesday morning. It's not the best thing in the world, but hey ho, we move on. Before we go any further though, please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It is the best way to help support the channel. So, I would really appreciate it if you guys did support the channel. But without further ado, let's get into it. So, it feels like forever since I've done a match preview. You know, our last match preview was prior to the Livingston game where we conquered the Tony Macaroni Stadium. How could I forget that amazing day? Well, it's still cup action today. Are we going for the treble? You bet we are. But we have to look at the form because it is a factor in how if Celtic are going to win this match. So, look, as for recent form, let's start off with how Celtic got here. We won 4-0 at home to Wraith Rovers to get into this match. But as for our recent form, we are undefeated in our last 5 league matches. In all competitions, however, we've got 1 loss, which is a blemish, as we went out to Bodo, and there was also the draw against Hibs, but you know, hey-ho, we move. Anyways, as for Dundee United, they secured their spot in this match with a 1-0 win over Partick Thistle. As for recent form, though, in all competitions, they have 3 draws, 1 being against a Glaswegian team that is not Celtic, and that is not Partick Thistle, if you can catch my drift. And they have 1 loss and 1 win. But as for injuries and suspensions, Dundee United do certainly have some players out. The home side are expected to have former Celt, Chazza Mulgrew and Tony Watt back in action. Dylan Levitt is in doubt in 50-50. Peter Paulette has been ruled out through rupturing his Achilles. Wish him a speedy recovery. And also Maxime Biamu and Florent Hotti have been ruled out as well. Some interesting names there. As for Celt, pretty routine. We all know what it's going to be. No Kyogo, still. No David Turnbull, still. Mikey Johnson, though, is returning. I'm sure we can all celebrate about that. Pretty sweet looking squad, though, otherwise. And that leads us into the starting lineup prediction. And I'll be completely honest. Normally in these cup matches, Celtic play a relatively fringy sort of squad. By that, I mean fringe players. And albeit, though, considering how much of a break we've had since our most recent match, and considering how long we've got until our next match, and just considering it is the quarterfinal of the cup and it is a premiership outfit, it will be a much stronger squad, without a doubt. It will look very similar to our normal starting lineup. So, in my eyes, the squad will be looking like Joe Hart in goals. Then at right back, I think it will be Josip Juranovic, mainly because he didn't start last game, and you're going to rotate him around. Or either or, they're both great right backs, him and Ralston. Then the 2 centre halves, I'm going with the usual pairing of Cameron Carter-Vick and Carl Starfelt. However, very easily, Welshie could slot in one of those spots. Then at left back, I'm going for Liam Scales. I think he'll get a bit of a run in, considering Greg Taylor's recent appearances. Then into the midfield trio, and look, it could look like anything. The midfield, let's be frank. Let's not be frank, let's be Celtic, but the midfield could look like anything, you know. Obviously, Callum McGregor, because he is the captain, has to be there. Then the other 2 midfielders, as you can see on the screen, I've gone for Matt O'Reilly and Rio Batate. Both 2 did not start last game. But, you know, with that, like I said earlier, with that lengthy break and depth we have in the midfield, it could look anything as far as I'm concerned, and I'll still be happy regardless. Then up top, the front 3, Jota, left wing. He picks himself at this point. Then in the middle, through the middle, Georges Giakoumakis. I think it will be Giakoumakis. We need to get some match fitness into him after his illness break. Then on the right wing, it is a coin toss in the debate of Abada and Forrest. We'll go Abada just for the sake of predicting the lineup. But honestly, it could be Forrest just as much. And I'll be honest with you, like many other positions in the team, I would not be too disappointed on whoever starts there, as long as it isn't, you know, a certain Mikey Johnston. But into the final score prediction we go. Cup sets can happen. Away from home, Tannadice should be a great atmosphere. And I'm sure the Dundee United players will channel that atmosphere into their ability. So Celtic are going to need to counter it with our own incredible footballing ability. And I'm sure, though, with a domestic treble will be on the minds of the players. You know, obviously, they're professionals, but still, it will be in the back of their minds without a doubt. It's only natural, and a win will see us one step closer to that to that cup win. It will take us to Hampton, where we could play Hibs, Hearts, or Rangers. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. You know, we've still got to beat Dundee United away from home. And last time out against them, it took Aliyah Alabad, a 90th minute winner, not a scream, but an absolute class finish from him. To take all three points. So we're going to need a fast start tonight. We're going to need to put ourselves up, 2-3 goals at half time. Preferably 3, because as we all know, 2-0 is the most dangerous lead in football in my eyes, because teams will score 1 goal, they'll get momentum, they'll score a second, and they'll get more, and that momentum will drive them onto a third. And if that happens, we will be in absolute strife. But look, as far as I'm concerned with this Celtic squad, it's not going to happen. I think scoring goals, we're more than sound at that. Defending and open play, more than sound. The only issue is still set pieces, and it's a common trend. It's certainly an outlier in the Celtic team's almost perfect performances, but maybe it's more accentuated, maybe it's just more noticeable because of how well we defend from open play, but there always seems to be an open man, and that open man always seems to get his head or foot on the ball, and that ball always either seems to go in the back of the net, or off a crossbar, or off the post, or narrowly miss. If we don't cut it out of our game, it could prove to be absolutely detrimental. But looking at it, at the end of the day, football's a simple game. If we score enough goals, we win the match. It doesn't matter how many free kick set piece goals the opposition score. If we score more goals than them, it's as simple as that. That's how we win matches, and that's how it sends us to Hampton. But now, look, that's my job done. I've given you guys the preview. I've talked about our strengths and weaknesses. It's up to the boys now. We actually need to go out there and win the match, because it's not going to be easy, without a doubt. Dundee United have caused troubles for us this season, and they're certainly a classy outfit. If they do have Chazza Mulgrew back in the team, if they do have Tony Watt back in the team, that's 2 real strong points in the squad. And we'll have to wait and see what happens. But Ange will have a game plan. As long as the boys stick to it, we will go out there. We will not take all 3 points, but we will take ourselves and book our place to Hampton, where should be another memorable night. But like I said earlier, have to focus on this game first. And yeah, I actually need to predict a final score. And you know what I'm going for? It's the magic of the cup. We're away from home. It's not going to be easy. And for that reason, I'm going for a gutsy 1-0 win. I know it doesn't sound promising, but I think it's going to be a real gutsy 1-0 win. But let's be real, I can see the score being anything in Celtic's favour. As for man of the match, or who's going to score the goal, Giacomakis. Recently got an interview out on Celtic's YouTube channel. Go check it out. But Giacomakis is the man. And that is all from me. So remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, drop in the comments below your final score prediction, and until next time, hail, hail, hail.